Bandits kill driver, abduct 2 on Abuja-Kaduna highway. Fuel shortage worsens as petrol scarcity continues. Makurdi residents blame middlemen for high cost of living, call for regulation. And on the foreign scene, Togo votes in key parliament ballot after divisive reforms. Welcome to News Updates on Trust TV. I am Lilian Okazi. Now to the news. Bandits have shot dead a driver, simply identified as Danladi Jobe, and stole 1 million naira cash while abducting 2 others along the Abuja-Kaduna highway. A resident of Jere, Yahuza Al-Hassan, who confirmed the incident on Monday, said it happened around 9:33 p.m. at Dogon, a few kilometers away from Jere town. He said the deceased were returning from neighboring village market where he conveyed bags of pepper alongside the owner to sell, in which he said the bandits suddenly emerged from the bush and opened fire on the car, killing the driver instantly. Al-Hassan, who also identified one of the victims as Shuaibu, whom he said is a farmer, was whisked away alongside one other person after bandits took away 1 million naira cash from him. The spokesman of the Kaduna State Police Command, DSP Mansur Hassan, is yet to comment on the incident. Now moving on, despite claims by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited that logistics issues is causing fuel scarcity has been addressed, Nigerians in Lagos and other parts of the country are still struggling to get premium motor spirits as many filling stations remain under lock and key throughout the weekend. Reports said the situation might worsen in Lagos and other parts of the southwest like Ogun, Oyo, Osun and others, because there was a directive by the NNPCL that fuel trucks must first service the Federal Capital Territory before any other place. As a result, the majority of trucks leaving the depot in Lagos since on Friday were heading for Abuja. According to the oil sector players, hundreds of trucks loaded on Saturday were sent to Abuja based on the NNPCL directive. Now to party politics. The ruling All Progressive Congress will present the winner of the Ondo governorship primary election, Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa, with his certificate of return on Monday. The party's Deputy National Organizing Secretary Nze Duru disclosed this on Sunday. The development comes 3 days after the national chairman of the APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, appealed to the aggrieved aspirants who participated in the shadow poll to back the governor to have a united front ahead of the November 16th governorship poll. Ayedatiwa was declared the winner by Governor Usman Ododo-led primary election committee on Sunday after the poll conducted in all the 18th local government areas of the state. But the result was contested over allegations of irregularities and violence in some polling units. The senator representing Ondo South Senatorial District, Senator Jimo Ibrahim, and 5 other aspirants have filed petition challenging Ayedatiwa's victory. Still on party politics, the People's Democratic Party has emerged victorious in all 33 local governments of Oyo State following the recent local government elections. The election results were declared by returning officers from each local government at the Oyo State Independent Electoral Commission office in Ibadan. Speaking to the press after the announcement, the OISEC chairman praised the residents of Oyo State for their cooperation during the electoral process and assured that any shortcomings identified would be addressed for future elections.
We want to appreciate you most profusely, those who contributed one way or the other to the success we have recorded. I must appreciate the Commissioner of Police of Oyo State for standing down before the election, during the election, after the election. I must not forget the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. They are always a very reliable partner. Thank you very much.
Still on electoral matters, the announcement of results by the Gombe State Independent Electoral Commission for the local government election has elicited mixed reactions. The State Electoral Commission declared the ruling APC as the winner of the all 11 council seats and 114 ward seats across the state. However, opposition parties in the state have accused the government of failing to provide election materials in many polling units. Hassan Kohli reports.
The opposition parties have accused the state government of colluding with the state electoral body to deprive people of their civil rights during Saturday's local government polls. They criticize the process as undemocratic and pledge to take appropriate actions to reclaim what they consider as stolen mandates and restore the will of the people.
We heard from all our agents in different local government, different polling unit wards, everywhere. Nothing has been go to our local governments for the purpose of election, like material, staff of the INEC and other things. We are going to take illegal actions because no matter how you want to be elected, to be as a elected somebody is going by vote. But very unfortunately, nothing has been done in terms of vote. And also through the local governments, they have been selected some areas or 1 or 2 polling units just to make as a playground, not for election.
The ruling APC has dismissed the accusations, stating that the allegations have no basis. They assert that the democratic process remains robust under their administration.
You see, the point issue is the election is going on, and the moment a material have not arrived, election will not be going on. You will see people sitting. But in this case, you see the women, men, young people are in the queue trying to take their turn. In essence, the election, the material have arrived on time, and then that's why the journalists are even here.
Political analysts contend that genuine elections rarely occur in local government, suggesting that governors primarily utilize the process to install their loyalists in their respective seats.
It's enshrined in the Constitution of Nigeria that there should be a local government election in each of the 36, including federal capital. But what we are seeing today is not election, rather is nomination by the respective governors of 36 states, which is undemocratic. The truth of the matter is, until and unless we have election being changed from State Independent Electoral Commission to National Electoral Commission, as it were when we started the Fourth Republic in 1999. That is when we are going to see, a sanity in local government elections.
In Nigeria, many governors face accusations of appointing local government chairpersons rather than facilitating credible elections which will promote functional democracy at the grassroots level. Hassan Kohli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State has asserted commitment to govern with integrity and stand firmly for the welfare of the people during a condolence visit to former Governor Celestin Omeha in Ubima. He emphasized that his administration would prioritize initiatives that propel the state's development, emphasizing that those who genuinely care for the state must not contribute to its regression.
Anybody who claims he loves the state should not be party to anything, directly or indirectly, to bring us backward. We will continue to support every cause that will advance our dear state, Rivers State. And I'm happy to say, I've said it over and over. It doesn't matter the number of people that are standing with me. I will stand on that side of truth. I will not, I repeat, govern our dear state on my knees. If that was the purpose, I will not do that. I will stand to govern our dear state.
The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has emphasized that the National Assembly Joint Committee on Constitution Amendment will collaborate with all stakeholders to address the needs of Nigerians. Kalu, who chairs the House Committee on Constitution Review, made this statement during the joint retreat of the Secretariat and consultants to the Senate and House committees on the Constitution Review. The Deputy Speaker urged stakeholders to revisit previous amendments proposals that were not passed or assented to, and to consider reintroducing them with modifications to address concerns that led to their rejection. He emphasized that constitutional altercation is an ongoing process that must involve all Nigerians to evolve a constitution that addresses long-standing issues such as state police and special seats for women. Additionally, Kalu promised to engage traditional rulers in the constitutional amendment process to gather their input during the visit to the Emir of Kano, Dr. Aminu Ado Bayero, and the Emir of Bichi, Alhaji Nasir Ado. He highlighted the invaluable role of traditional institutions in shaping the country's laws. This is News Updates coming to you from Trust TV. Coming up, Makurdi residents blame middlemen for high cost of living and call for regulation. More news when we return this day. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Update on Trust TV. Let's take a look at our headlines. Bandits kill driver, abduct 2 on Abuja-Kaduna highway. Fuel shortage worsens as petrol scarcity continues. Now moving on, the governor of Borno State has officially inaugurated a 21-member Hajj Committee for the upcoming 2024 Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca. Senator Kaka Shehu will chair the committee, which was inaugurated at the Government House Chambers in Maiduguri. Over the weekend, Governor Zulum emphasized the importance of the committee's dedication in meeting the expectations of the pilgrims. He also pledged to enhance the welfare of the pilgrims, announcing plans to transform the Pilgrim Welfare Board into a commission to alleviate the financial burden associated with pilgrimage activities. In response, Chairman Kaka Shehu assured the governor of the committee's commitment to fulfilling its responsibilities with outstanding results.
Your Excellency, sir, Hajj is an act of worship, and it is also an act of sacrifice. Listening to the inaugural speech with rapt attention, where you will not only charge us but read the riot act to the committee, and I want to assure you that I'm going to implement the terms of reference to the matter.
This year's Hajj, we experienced a lot of problems, especially in the areas of payments. But we thank God that the majority of the pilgrims were able to meet up to the expectations. But I want the pilgrims who are here about to note that Hajj is one of the pillars of Islam. But Almighty Allah has clearly spelled out that it is compulsory for those who have the ability to do so. Therefore, gradually we have to reduce the quantum of money that is being spent on Hajj, which is very important.
Now to issues regarding cost of living. Food, shelter, and clothing are fundamental necessities for everyone's survival. Now, when these essentials become inaccessible to the majority of a nation or state's residents, austerity measures become necessary. In Makurdi, residents are attributing the difficulty in accessing these basic needs to middlemen whom they accuse of hijacking the economy. Jimmy Azande reports.
Makurdi residents continue to express lamentations regarding the availability of food, rising house rents, and increasing transportation fares, which are the 3 primary concerns affecting their daily lives.
Because of hardship that we are facing agony right now, passengers are not paying the price that we're supposed to be carried because of fuel increase of money. Fuel increase price. We are buying fuel at 800 naira price. And the same amount we are taking drop, they are not adding money. So that is another agony to provide food for our children. Become a very difficult situation. And even although there is so many difficult challenges we are having, house rent become a difficult to pay.
Residents are pointing out that the appreciation of the naira against the dollar has exacerbated the influence of market forces controlled by middlemen. These middlemen dictate both the prices producers receive for their goods and the prices consumers pay, revealing a system marked by dishonesty and lack of transparency.
Like the other day, I went to buy Indomie. Indomie that I used to buy 200 naira. It is now 800 or 1K, super pack or something. I was surprised. And then now that the dollar is down, we were thinking that the prices will go down too. But then we have not seen changes. I don't know what the government wants to do about the situation. I don't know if it is the government, but they were saying fuel too has gone up and all of that.
They argue that the government should intervene to regulate market activities, ensuring that prices reflect the current economic realities.
And the people selling the goods are benefiting out of this situation, because the prices has gone. The prices of stocks have gone up, and they are selling it at high rate, collecting money from the masses.
Don't have any price mechanism or price control mechanism in place. Everybody sells the way he or she feels he wants to sell. And the normal trend has been that the moment price of goods and services go up in this country, it becomes difficult for them to come down.
The residents are hopeful that appropriate actions will be taken to alleviate the suffering of Nigerians who are yearning for relief from the ruling class at the federal, state and local government levels. Jimmy Azande, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Away from that, the naira has demonstrated signs of strengthening against the United States dollar, appreciating by 125 naira to reach 1,275 naira per dollar over the weekend. The new rate represents a 9.8% increase when compared to 1,400 to a dollar it traded at close of trading. Activity on Friday. This came as the Senate, through its Committee on Finance, called for concerted efforts by all relevant stakeholders to rescue and sustain its stability. The Senate said there was an urgent need for concerted efforts to tackle the instability and continuous depreciation of the naira. Now on the foreign scene, Togolese votes in legislative elections on Monday after a divisive constitutional reform that opponents say allows President for Oregon Sambay to extend his family's decade-long grip on power. The ballot comes after lawmakers approved the reform this month that creates a new prime minister-style post opponents fear is tailored for Sambay to avoid presidential term limits and stay in office. In power for nearly 20 years, Sambay succeeded his father, Sambay Enyindema, who ruled for almost 4 decades himself, following a coup in the small coastal West African states between Benin and Ghana. Monday's vote will elect 113 lawmakers and also, for the first time, 179 regional deputies from the country's 5 districts, who, along with municipal councillors, will elect a newly created Senate. And in South Africa's scandal-hit ex-president Jacob Zuma has made a surprise comeback by running in May's elections against his former party, the ruling African National Congress, ANC. Zuma, now 82, announced in December that he would campaign for the small radical Umkhonto Wesiwe, meaning despair of the nation in Zulu. Zuma, the 4th president of Democratic South Africa between 2009 and 2018, was forced from office under a slew of graft allegations. He is still facing trial on corruption charges. In 2021, he was briefly jailed for contempt of court after refusing to appear before a corruption inquiry and sentenced to 15 months. Zuma spent only 2 months behind bars. He was released initially for health reasons, after which President Cyril Ramaphosa commuted his sentence. South Africans will vote for parliament elections since the introduction of democratic rule with the end of the apartheid era. Now moving on to sport, tens of thousands of runners took part in the Madrid Marathon on Sunday. Kenyan and Ethiopian athletes were the ones who shone in both the men's and women's races. Ethiopia started chasing a win not long after the start of the 42-kilometer course, extending its lead consistently. The 2023 Nairobi City Marathon champion Naum Jekbe secured her first international marathon win in Madrid in the women's race. The Minnesota Timberwolves won a playoff series for the first time in 20 years after defeating the Phoenix Suns 122-116 to complete a 4-0 Western Conference first-round win. Anthony Edwards top scored with 40 points to 31 in the second half and also had 9 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns added 28 points and 10 rebounds for Minnesota, while Jaden McDaniels had 18 points. The victory came despite big efforts from Suns duo Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, with Booker scoring a playoff career high of 49 points and Durant adding 33. Minnesota will face either the Denver Nuggets or the Los Angeles Lakers in the Western Conference semifinals. With that, we've come to the end of news updates on Trust TV. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms. I am Lilian Ogazi. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.